My favourite photo is taken of my brother and I on our front lawn on his first day of kindy. He's wearing a perfectly ironed button-up shirt, little beige shorts and knee-high socks. I'm standing next to him and I'm wearing my rainbow skirt, no shoes, my tummy's poking out of my t-shirt and my long curls are wild in the wind. He's off to kindy, I'm staying home and I'm not happy about it, which I think any sibling can understand. He's the one with all the big ideas and I just like to play whatever part he gives me. By the time we're 13 and 15, we've kind of doing our own thing, and I come home from school one day and the house is empty, but that's not unusual. So I do my homework and I eat an apple. By the time my dad walks in with my sister, the light's starting to fade and I'd kind of started to wonder where everyone was. I can see from his shape that something's wrong. His shoulders are slumped and he's teary. He walks in and he sits down next to me and he says, "Clint's broken his back and he'll never walk again." I put my hand on his shoulder. We go to the hospital and we meet my mum in the hallway. She looks like a shadow to me, thin and teary. I'm wearing new shoes and they have the tiniest lift in the heel, and I just remember the clip-clop sound that they made on the clean hospital floors and I really like it. We walk into the room and we find my brother is in his bed and he's wearing a neck brace and he's flat on his back, and this is where he's pretty much going to stay for months. So I pull up a chair next to his head and I sit down and we watch the tiny TV that's hanging from the ceiling. I make him laugh and Mum says that's the first time he's smiled since it happened. We learn to do lots of different things. I help Mum wash his hair laying down, so you have to put a little plastic sheet under his head, a little bowl with shampoo, wash his hair. The occupational therapist teaches how to pull apart a wheelchair, put it back together, put it in and out of the car, lift him up and down stairs. And even my 8-year-old sister learns to do this. At home, I learn to make quiche Lorraine, iron the school uniforms and say, "He's doing well, thanks for asking." And at night, I hear the pitter-patter of my little sister's feet as she comes and slides in next to me. And I really hope I'm enough for her at this time. Eventually, Clint comes home and he's got a new set of wheels and life goes on. Everywhere we go, we hear, "Your brother is such an inspiration." And so I find inspiration in stealing his wheelchair when he's in the toilet and racing around the house and doing wheelies and whooping loudly and taking things that are really important to him and then putting them on shelves just out of his reach. And still to this day, my sister and I make this noise, boop, 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 anytime he has to reverse his chair to get out of a tight spot. So he's missed a lot of school, but he is pretty determined to finish with his year group. So he pushes himself through year 11 and 12. And I remember walking past his room and kind of seeing him studying late into the night and sometimes falling asleep on his books. And I think to myself, no excuses. So he struggles through and he passes year 12. And at the graduation ceremony, I'm in the audience and all the students are kind of filing across the stage. getting to the middle where the principal is, taking their certificate and walking off stage. When his name is called, I look to the left of stage and I see my tall, 6 foot tall brother standing. He's been practicing on calipers for months, so they're like brackets that hold your legs straight from the hip to the ankle, and he's got crutches for balance. So he walks across the stage, almost struts, swinging his legs through, and he reaches the middle. He turns to the audience, and everyone's standing and crying and cheering, and there's so much emotion, but he just kind of nods and carries on. Because for everyone else, it's like there's a tinge of sadness in this, but not for Clint and I. Like, he's graduated, he's off, he's leaving this town, he's going to go define himself outside of this story. And for me, this moment, I don't have to play the part of the caring sister, the helper. I just get to watch in admiration and be inspired by my big brother. Thank you.